Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a great week. Winding down towards the weekend here. Texas Redleg here, doing another video today regarding the topic of infringement of rights. And what a lot of us suspect is on the way, and some of which is already happening now. As far as upcoming likely infringement of rights, especially regarding the 2A, I would encourage people to, one, not stop accumulating bang sticks and freedom seeds, of course. That should be a pretty good priority right now if you're not already set. Second part of that would be to start thinking about storage options, creativity with regarding storage and concealment of bang sticks and freedom seeds and freedom seed dispensers. I would start thinking about that in a certain capacity pretty quick here and come up with some options so you can make some moves and ensure that your 2A is not infringed upon. Second part of this little thing I wanted to discuss today is the continued and upcoming likelihood of lockdowns, stay-at-home orders, whatever you want to call it. It's all limited movement, engineered by typically the left, which is getting more and more anti-freedom as we go along here. Recently, there's been some, especially up in New York, is where it seems to be the worst. Is these checkpoints set up by law enforcement through order of the governor, and it seems as if their loyalty is to the governor and not the Constitution, and that's a problem. I'm very pro law enforcement. Used to be in law enforcement, veteran, very pro law enforcement. But what's happening is a lot of these, especially the state agencies, are going to bend the knee to the governor and exercise their perceived authority to violate the Constitution and your constitutional rights at the same time. So, freedom of movement's a big deal here, and I would expect to see a lot more of this, especially after January 20th, if our worst fears are realized and they install great leader Joe Biden in office here. I would suspect things to get a lot more worse and the situation to deteriorate regarding infringement of rights. Essentially is happening in more of the left-controlled areas, it seems. Again, they've all been busted, violating their own stay-at-home orders. Everybody from Newsom to the mayor of Austin apparently has been the latest dipshit to get caught, violating his own stay-at-home orders. These people are typical, embellishing, entitled politicians that care about themselves and their pocketbook under the guise of COVID-19, acting like they care about you, and they don't. They care about power and money. And they want people broke. They want people needy. They want people with their hands out because, they want us to depend on them for our sustenance and our way of life. And personally, I'd rather be a little bit hungry and have freedom than to bend the knee to these animals. So be on the lookout for these checkpoints. Again, even if you live in a right-leaning controlled area that's reasonable and fair still, and you're traveling, you may end up in one of these checkpoints and not even know it's up ahead. So if you go through a Democrat ran city or state or county, you may run into a checkpoint that's been set up by a politician in charge to curtail the freedom of movement. And it's something to be concerned about. The second part of that, especially with regard to the Christmas holidays coming up, is snitches. They're encouraging informants to rat out their neighbors and such for having people over, this and that. And that's pretty sad when you start turning the population on each other. But they've been at this for months now, so we shouldn't be surprised. But you know what they say about snitches, right? Okay. So be aware of that. Keep that Second Amendment right intact, and just be creative. Keep after it, but be creative in your storage and your concealment of those items. Another thing, the antagonist of the lockdown thing is this area of idea, I guess, of freedom zones they're talking about. Like most of the rural areas around my where I live are very red, very conservative, so to speak. And there's a lot of talk about county judges and this and that are in charge, and mayors of these rural towns saying we're not locking anything down. We're all about trying to be safe, but we can't stop our way of life for that. And I applaud that. I'm not a doubter that the virus is real. I'm not a doubter of where it came from, but we still have a life to live and businesses to run and families to feed. And I don't plan on giving any of that up, and I sure hope most of you don't either. So be aware of the lockdowns, the limited movement, checkpoints, informants, and the areas that are controlled by those people who wish to again, limit your freedoms. So anyway, I wish everybody a great evening, and hope that everybody is able to keep prepping and store the items that they need, and all that. Please like, share, and subscribe. I do appreciate your comments, and look forward to reading them. Also like to hear what you guys are running into out there. Find something worthy of talking about, please share it with the group. So anyway, keep prepping, stack it deep. Long live the Republic.